Now, I was talking to one of the young mini-stocks drivers. Not only has he won the mini-stocks Italian Championship, but he's already won the European Championship.
That's right, yeah.
How do you lads? Have you had your European Championship yet this season?
No, we haven't, no. That's at Cowden Peak in Scotland.
Oh.
That's yet to come up.
The British,
oh, it's the British, is it?
The British.
I don't know where the European is.
Yeah.
No, they do tell me, you say it's up the Cowden Peak, they do tell me that Sassenachs going north of the border sometimes are very lucky to get away with, one wheel left.
Well, again, I mean, you can say that we've done championships in London and come away winning, in Humberside come away winning, so that's the luck, really. I mean, if you get the luck on the day, you win it, simple as that.
There's always a bit of needle though between like the English and Scottish or East Anglians and the Southerners. There's always that as well, but it's all friendly at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
We all finish the race and we stand there and laugh.
It never gets a bit serious, does it?
It does at times during the race, obviously, it's every man for himself,
That's just heat of the moment.
But heat of the moment, we tend to bite, but we relax a little bit afterwards.
Yeah. Steve, do you fancy this?
Well, I want to know what was running through that guy's mind who had got spun round and was facing everybody coming on. There is nothing on the God's earth that would make me sit in that thing.
What do you do?
I mean, this creature, this person here makes it all sorts of things, but no way.
The one upside down there.
The one upside down. Well, mind you, got out, nobody was hurt with it.
No. That's very rare. In our form, you get anyone badly hurt.
I mean, it is frightening when you are hanging upside down, but the flag marshals today were good and slowed the race down quick enough for the boy to get out, which is fortunate for him.
Lovely. Gentlemen, congratulations, sooner you than me. Thanks a lot indeed. Steve Summers there with the winners, champion Mel Cook of Norwich, the 1985 English champion in the stock rods. Don't forget, coming up we've got 3 more races for you. The next one is the big one, that's the European Saloon Stock Car Championship, and the riders are being introduced individually. They're all doing a lap of honour before the race. I don't know whether the cars are going to be fit to do a lap of honour after the race. We follow that up with the Super Stock 1985 British Championship and end up with the Sonny Howard Challenge Cup final for hot rods. Talk about hot, and the worst thing is the bar's closed. They close the bar at 2:30. I'll see if I can send out a minion to try and find something soft and cold. Half an hour, and that's certainly what's happening. I'll describe the scene for you here at the South Trent Stadium in Wisbech. Each driver is being driven around by his mechanic, and virtually all the drivers are sitting on the bonnet of the car, which is one of the traditions of stock car racing. You get your mechanic, your grease monkey, to drive you around. So this is going on and on. We expect that there will be quite some considerable time. It's planned for, they told me this race was due to start around about 3:30. But what's happened here is that luckily for all the drivers, we've had a totally trouble-free afternoon. Racing started at 12, so we are a bit ahead of schedule. But we've still got 3 races to come, the first of which being the important Saloon Stock Car 1985 European Championship. So little more for me to do but introduce a chap who used to be our regular reporter on happening here last summer, young Graham.
From sweatshirts to mugs and from keyrings to bugs, you can fly your own kite when you buy a BBC Radio Cambridgeshire souvenir. They're all on sale at the BBC Radio Cambridgeshire Caravan during happening here every Saturday and Sunday afternoon.
Thanks, Graham. It is very difficult. Normally we can tell in the caravan on these outside broadcasts just how much extraneous noise, if that's the right word, is being picked up on a microphone. So it's very difficult to tell this afternoon. If I just fade up our microphone that's taped to the outside of the caravan, you can probably hear the cars roaring round. Oh, and I was hoping that the commentator would be talking as well. Instead, he's put on a bit of music. We don't want to hear his music. We've got our own music, thank you very much indeed. But we will be with our expert commentator, John Erie, as soon as we're ready for the start of the 1985 European Championship Saloon Stock Cars. This is Meatloaf with Meatloaf sweaters, also Status Quo. It seems to be a bit of a heavy metal gathering here, if that's right, Steve. You got that impression as well?
Well, there's a heavy metal gathering in the middle of the track, I think.
Yes, now you actually saw what was going on in that last race, and I didn't. Just describe the incident that caused you to slightly panic on behalf of the poor old driver that was in the middle of it.
Well, it was quite amazing. They were coming round the bend nearest us here, and one guy got spun, got tipped from the back, and he was facing the oncoming cars. And he just sat there as cool as a cucumber whilst everything whizzed past him. He then got out, leapt across the track and left his car there. And there was a group of 5 which came round very soon afterwards. And one unfortunate chap had just nowhere to go but hit straight into the car that was left on the track, which shot that car off the track and left him right in the middle. He had a nasty bang, and he had to sit there for the rest of the race whilst everybody flashed past him.
But as the lad said, very seldom they get serious injuries.
Indeed.
One wonders how they avoid them.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, because it's not as if they're going very slow, because they're bashing around there at a rate of knots.
Right, now, we're coming to very close to the start of the 1985 European Saloon Stock Car Championship. I can see the cars all on the grid, so let's go over to our commentator, John Erie.
Are you ready?
Yes, John, if you'd like to come in and talk us up now to the start of the race.
The European Stock Car Championship featuring 32 cars on the raceway here at the Wisbech Stadium at the moment, bathed in glorious sunshine, which has been with us throughout the weekend. We're grateful for that. 32 starters then in the European Championship, with the defending champion over from Belgium, Dirk Jacobs, who's driving car number 33, currently right at the rear of the field. The race about to get underway as soon as the ITV company, who are recording this also, and we're joined by listeners to BBC Radio Cambridge, who are listening in for the commentary on this one. So, Belgium defends his title here at Wisbech. It's a big field of cars, 32 starters in fact. It's been pretty lively throughout the weekend, this formula, as indeed it normally is here at the Wisbech circuit. The event, sponsored by the Wisbech Standard newspaper, carries some very, very nice trophies on the first three home, and also a plaque to each and every qualifier. The English contenders, not only from East Anglia, but also from the south of England, and also from Scotland as well. The Continentals from Belgium, Holland and Germany, to add an international flavour to it all. It is, in fact, of course, the European title. Well, Belgians on their own track, very, very successful indeed, winning it last year, and Englishmen, of course, on their home stamping ground are okay. Right, we're all set to go, Mr. Starter, for the 30-lap race, and it's over to you. Here we go. So the cars in, their engines come to life. They prepare themselves, all the drivers, of course, safely strapped in, and crash helmets fitted, of course. It's a very, very demanding formula, this. Very much so. The car's heavily ironed, front, rear, and interior as well. And we quite expect them, fully expect the safety barriers here, which are 3 wire hawsers suspended on steel posts to get a thorough testing. Well, the signals have gone out then from officials that it's all clear to go, and indeed the control car moves off to pace the cars on the warming up lap, and then that will pull off, and the starting marshals on the rostrum and on the pace car will give the all clear, the green to go for 30 laps, and it's likely to be a very lively 30 laps. The cars begin in graded order. White graded drivers, well, there aren't any of those qualified today, the novices, so it's the yellow grade, which are drivers who've scored a few points in the racing season, the blue grade, the next grade up, and the starmen, which form the bulk of this field this afternoon, starting right at the back, and right at the very back, Dirk Jacobs, the defending champion. Well, there's the green flag. The control car pulls off the circuit onto the infield, bathed in brilliant sunshine. The stock cars get away. 32 starters on a circuit just under a quarter of a mile per lap. And a pretty good start is made, no real problems there at all, but it's likely to be a lively affair. At the moment, people feeling their way, a cloud of dust rises from the infield as a couple of cars go slightly off course. There's a few knocks and bangs, but basically the concrete surface is clear of obstruction. How long that will last remains to be seen. We've seen East Anglian drivers this weekend in thoroughly good form. The Ipswich driver, 227, Titch Gardner, has had a nice win, but one of the favourites for this from the south of England, Eddie George in 226, has already been spun off. Also Joe Fuller from Halston in Essex, he's gone, and 2 others have gone, including the defending champion, Dirk Jacobs, in car number 33. He's gone into the fence on the turnstile bend on only the 2nd lap. So we're definitely looking for a new European champion. Shedding a tyre is car number 21. So he retires onto the infield. So there's been 1 or 2 casualties, but nothing of a serious nature. The stock cars of a maximum 2,700 cc, heavily ironed up for the rigours of stock car racing, are well and truly underway. The drivers now are on lap number 5, and looking down the field, of about 27 cars which are still left in. The Starmen, who started right at the back of the field, are certainly making some progress. But ahead of them, the blue-grey drivers, with, as we mentioned earlier, Andy Gardner in 227, is a very, very fast Ford Escort, and he will take an awful lot of catching. But of course it's stock car racing where they are allowed to use front bumper to push cars aside and out of the way or spin them off. And that's the whole point of stock cars. And that can be done very cleverly, it can be done very heavily, and the experts at that normally come up with the race results. So we're looking for a new European champion here at the Wisbech Stadium this afternoon in the world of stock car racing. The field includes the British champion, number 156 Ray Gowdy from Stowmarket in Suffolk. He's had a very, very good racing year so far, and he's in the thick of it here at the moment. One Starman having a problem from Maidenhead in Berkshire is 591 Jeff Morris. He hits a parked car on the turnstile bend, wide, up near the fence, so not really in anybody's way. The race leader then has now completed 10 laps, so 1/3 distance completed, and no major skirmishes at this point. Things have been reasonably subdued. But top men still, by and large, very much involved, and it will be a major surprise if anything other than a star-graded driver wins this European title. A title of prestige, of course. English drivers regularly visit Belgium, Holland and Germany, and of course the reverse is also true. The Continentals always very welcome over here, grand bunch of lads, thoroughly enjoy their racing. 2-7, Andy Gardner has now taken up lead position. Steve Abrahams, a young driver from Norwich, is in second spot, and we've got an overturned car on the home straight now, up on his roof, number 283, and that's Andy Muse, who comes from Peterborough. He's upside down, he's the All Walton Raceway champion. He's had a torrid time this weekend. It's the second time today that second time this weekend that he's actually turned that car over, but he scrambles out of it, safe and well, and it's certainly not been a lucky weekend for the Peterborough champion. He goes out, the car is upside down on the straight, on the home straight, just on the racing circuit, on the inside line. Another man in a spot of bother is 457, Mick Turner from Aldershot. He's hit a post at on the far side. And Scottish driver Keith Jarman, who's a very, very prolific scorer in this formula in Scotland, has also gone missing. He's on the infield and out of action. Things beginning to liven up now. The leaders are on lap number 16. And a Scotsman going for the top is 151, Bob Jones, top point scorer from Scotland. He's been spun around on the BRS bend at just over the halfway point. So a Scotsman bites the dust. So 227 Andy Gardner, the Ipswich-based blue-grey driver, is a long way clear of the field at the moment. He's got a lead of about a length of a straight, and that means in distance about 100 yards on this near 400-metre circuit inside the dog racing track at Wisbech Stadium. So Andy Gardner, driving a Ford Escort, is a long way clear. And we're looking now for Terry George in 223, who is running second. From Chobham in Surrey comes Terry George. So we've got an East Anglian driver at the front, we've got a Southern-based driver in second position, and another East Anglian is third. That's the teenager, 91 Steve Abrahams, who comes from Norwich. One of our up-and-coming stars, currently racing from the blue-grey. Well, the field now getting a little bit thinner. There were 32 starters, and that has now been reduced to something like 20, and they've now, in fact, completed 20 laps. There are 10 laps to run, and it's looking good for Titch Gardner in 227. His lead still being maintained, and in fact there's a change in second position now. Steve Abrahams has moved up to take second spot. So the youngster from Norwich in second position, still going strong. The leader has a clear run. He's got no backmarker trouble at all at this point of time, because in stock car racing, backmarkers can be a nuisance as much as anything else. They can be disruptive, all within the laws of the game. Well, the second man, Abrahams, has had a knock, and he has in fact retired onto the infield. So after doing so well, he goes out. So that puts Terry George back into second position behind Andy Gardner. So Andy Gardner is on the back straight at the moment on lap number 24, and things are certainly looking good for him, but you never know in this kind of racing what the back markers might come up with. They may take exception to the man in front and spin him around, quite within the laws of the game. It's 24 laps completed, and the starting marshal, Ray Wood, on the rostrum will now give the 5-lap signal to the leaders, and the leader comes through. There it is. A signal goes out from the rostrum that there are 5 laps to go, and that's something that the leader will look for in earnest. When he gets that, he knows exactly the state of the race and what he's got to do, and that means survive for another 5 laps. And 227 Andy Gardner has a back marker there, Bob Jones from Scotland, just alongside him, and that could be a little problem for him. And he's got a back marker just behind him, but at the moment no interference with the leader. So at the final stage of this race, Gardner is still clear. He has no problems at all. We keep an eye on him then, because a little bit of trouble just ahead with the back marker, but that's all sorted out by the time he gets there. He's now picking up the signal to tell him there's 2 laps to go. So this European title looks as though it will stay in East Anglia, or come to East Anglia, and to Ipswich in Suffolk, in the shape and form of Andy Gardner, number 227. And he picks now the last lap signal up from the rostrum. So he's just got the 1 to go. He's got back markers just ahead. He's got a bit of time to play with. He goes past a couple of back markers. Willie Barnes in 126 has been lapped, and now into the final corner. He comes in and he's heading for the checker flag, and it's a win for Andy Gardner from Ipswich. He is the new European stock car champion, and certainly drove a terrific race. 156, the reigning British champion, Ray Gowdy, has come home in second position, and running third at the moment on the road. 101 is Ian Sutton third. So that's it. The red flags go out to bring to an end the European Stock Car Championship. And it's Andy Gardner from Ipswich, the winner.
And our thanks to the expert commentator there, John Erie. And I think, well, there's that to actually pick out who's first, second and third, and all the other minor placings. A marvellous job there. Thanks very much indeed to John Erie. So, Andy Gardner of Ipswich car number 227 is the winner, and I think this record is quite appropriate for all the drivers here this afternoon. It's from Slade. Crazy now. And they're just giving the out, sorry, so I can hear in my headphones, they're just giving out the various minor placings to confirm that the first place went to Andy Gardner from Ipswich. Let's join our outside commentator now.
We do in fact have yet another. There is another 156 in the world, they tell me. A black this time smoking his own pipe indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, a local East Anglian boy, 156 Ray Gowdy, taking second in the European Championship, which certainly can't be bad. Not a bad month indeed for Ray, and a good way to start the summer season. One young man, well, I think we labelled him as slightly the underdog, starting from the blue-grey, but he's most certainly going to be a star man in the future, and a champion of champions. Well done, we say indeed, to Andy Gardner, ladies and gentlemen. 227. And there is Andy Gardner taking the European Championship trophy. That's 227. There is Andy smiling to the cameras. And of course, a bottle of bubbly from our racing manager, Mr. Dave Smith. And there we are, we'll probably ground Patrick Sharman in that one as well. So there we are then.
Well, there we are indeed. Those were the official presentations, and indeed Dave Smith, our regular stock car racing reporter from Wisbech, has shaken up the bottle. Out comes the cork, and in true tradition, Andrew Gardner tries to pour it all back over Dave Smith. We'll be talking to Andy Gardner in a few minutes' time. In the meantime, though, back to the studio. Some more cricket from Joe.
Right, thanks very much, Julian. Yes, update.
one lap of honour. I think they're about to take him around for the second time. Hopefully we'll have the new European champion, Andy Gardner, in our caravan here at Wisbech very shortly.
Coming live from the BBC Radio
Our championship. We really are sweating blood here because the caravan is like an oven. I've got a lovely little fan, you can't hear it, a lovely little fan playing around my feet. So my feet are cool, but the rest of me, I reckon I've lost a good 2 or 3 pounds in weight. One alteration to the minor placings doesn't affect the winner of the European Championship, Andy Gardner from Ipswich, or Ray Gowdy, who was second, but officially placed third was Harold Crevens from West Germany. And when they finished being interviewed by all the TV stars here, no doubt they'll come across to the caravan. And hopefully, as we go out, we won't send the walls tumbling down, because we did have a little minor mishap with the old caravan, trying to get it through a narrow entrance, which when we measured it, was 1 inch narrower than the width of the caravan. Never mind. Well, some of the drivers in the European Championship did their best to demolish the stadium. It has survived. Of course, the first 3 have survived there. In the caravan now, at the back of the caravan with Steve Summers.
Yes, and so we go over to the winner, Andy. How are you doing, Andy Gardner?
Fine, thank you very much.
Enjoy the race.
Yes, very good.
There's a lot of flak flying about there, wasn't there?
Yeah, a lot of all down the bottom bend as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody go round on his roof before like that.
Yeah, he ain't been having a lot of luck this weekend.
I don't think he has.
No.
He should have put wheels on the roof.
That's right, yeah.
So how's it going this season for you so far?
Very good, yeah, very well, yeah.
You've not had far to come today, either?
No, just from Ipswich, about 70-89.
Great, well done. Good race.
Thank you
very
very much.
exciting. Move over to Ray Gowdy. Ray.
Yep, very
2
good.
weeks ago we did it in Scotland.
Yes, took
Well
2
done.
up Scotland.
Any needle up there?
Just a little, not a lot. You know, we just all chucked in together and we come out on top.
Well done.
Yeah.
Good driving today.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Not too many wheels came off this one.
No, I'm the one who generally loses wheels here, so.
So what's the standard of cars on the track today for this one?
They're very tough cars, very good cars, very fast, and the conditions were fast. And the oil down the bottom corner helped me a bit in the last few laps, because I had to start from the back, so that's a bit hard work, but everything worked out well, you know, very good.
A lot of fans from Saloon?
Yes, we're sort of building up, you know.
Yeah,
we sort of have a fan club.
Now we moved on to Harold Crevens. Hello. Who has brought his friend to translate?
Yeah.
How did you find the race today?
Very, very nice. We have been here last year for the World Final and came back this year for the European, and it's very good stuff and good racing here in this pitch.
You like the crowd?
Yes, very much. They're very good.
Good turnout,
Yes.
don't they? Got a lot of support.
Yeah, we got a few over from
Good.
Belgium and from Germany too. It was very nice racing and good support from the English people too.
Yes?
Yes. For that was very good.
Lovely. So you came over on Friday?
Yes, from Friday night.
And when did you left?
Tonight. Last set from the building.
And you feel it's been worth it?
Yes, it is.
Well, it has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Standing here with your cup there and
Yeah.
full
It's
smile,
every-
ready for a beer.
It's every time worth to come over, not only for racing, but for sea races. It's very good here. We come back in a fortnight for the Ipswich races. No, it's 4 weeks to go. Then we will be back here. And in 3 weeks' time we have the World Final from the Saloon stocks in Belgium. Hope to see Ray and Andy there. Let's have a good race over there.
Good. You lads going to be there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great-o. Kicking up some more dust, eh? Good-o. You
Any predictions, Andy? You're going to have the World Championship?
Wow.
I'll tell you what, when you win a championship, you find that all the lads like Ray that you beat next time, they're gang up on you.
Yeah, probably, yeah, next time. No, when we go to Germany, I think it is, we're going to be going around the other way, so I wouldn't like to say it's going to be one of us, you know. I think it'll probably be one of the Germans or somebody like that.
Right.
We'll be there.
We'll be there, yeah.
Can you do it backwards?
We could have a good go, yeah.
Gentlemen, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to all 3 of you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for coming into the caravan. So, those are the 1, 2, 3. Car 227, Andy Gardner from Ipswich. Andy Tix Gardner is the winner. Car 156, Ray Gowdy from Stowmarket in second. And also car 156, ironically enough, driven by Harold Crevens from West Germany in third place. And they're all talking to our reporter, Steve Summers. 85 British Championship. And after that, the Sonny Howard Challenge Cup final for hot rods. And I've just heard from the organisers' room, the commentary room, that another race has been added. And it's by the driver's request. There is going to be another Saloon stock car race. I imagine that is going to be a sort of survivors race. I don't know whether European champion Andy Gardner is going to risk getting mashed up in that one, but the drivers have requested another race, so not 2 more races to bring you, but 3, which of course is rather good news. Now, while the super stocks are out on the track, we'll keep playing the music, and then we'll bring you commentary, this time from Alan Cullen. And that'll be coming up, with a bit of luck, after Status Quo. Many minutes away from the start of the Superstock 1985 British Championship. It's a clutch start over 30 laps. Let's see what our commentator Alan Cullen's up to now.
And that is driver number 221, Paul Warwick. 221. Behind him, the immaculate machine of 211, being Howard Cole. 206 is rocking Robin Randall. And right towards the back, the defending champion is 54, Martin Brand. Do we have any support from Martin? 54, a local lad from Lincolnshire. 2 Scotsmen join us. They are car number 81, being Bill Fuller. And right towards the back, the Scottish champion, 39, Les Clark. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. The scene is set. The pit skate is going together. We will have a couple of minutes before our television cameras are ready to roll. And then as soon as that is okay, we can move on with the British Superstock Championship.
Thanks very much indeed there to Alan Cullen for tipping us the wing over the public address system that we've got about 2 minutes to wait before we see the start of the 1985 British Superstocks Championship. Luckily, a bit of jazz which lasted 6 minutes, so I reckon we'll get the first third of it in anyway. Almost ready for the off in this, the 1985 Superstock British Championship. Over to our commentator, Alan Cullen.
Starter, overviewing back with his clutch start, the 1985 Superstock British Championship. Over to you, Mr. Starter. So there we see it, the reds are removed, the green flame goes down, away go the Superstock cars. 351 going to Saloon, making a very slow start indeed. 480 hits the safety bench and quite a whack, and 480 the early casualty in the championship race. So car number 37, 182, 165 and 492. That's exactly as we run, and it's Jerry Kane from London, 37. White Braid man, 37 the leader. Car number 182, the Norfolkman, Gary Bird, 165, 492. On back through the stars. We look for the first Starman show. That is indeed 397, Paul Pearson. But 39 comes back in the flurry of dust. 39, Les Clark has now got a tremendous job in his hands. He prepares to win this race. Just passed around the circuit, 206 Challenger, 482 hard, 206 get from Darby Point. Robin Randall finds himself on the grass, all action, stock car racing from the Superstock car. 206 Robin Randall, the current European champion. He won the title in Saloon only a few days ago. 206 comes back into rejoin, but surely that Robin's chance is now gone. So around the turn they come once again, lap. Number 5 gets underway, 37 is the leading man, 182 second, 492, 165. Car number 65 and 47, we're into lap number 7 race. And your race leader being 37. Second spot, 182. Julian Lynn, the official photographer here at Wisbech, racing Superstock, in the 3rd position. The British Championship at stake. 492, Julian Dean in fact sheds the wheel, and then, would you believe, runs over his own wheel, and 492 retires to the outside of the circuit. 492 stays done, and this is lap number 9, a 30-lap race. Terry Burns retires in 182. Gets another local boy, 123, Kevin Crouch, spins himself onto the grass. Out goes Snowy in 123. Gary Burke, we just checked with him, we get a green flag denoting all is well, but it's 37 the leader. 5:43, Kevin Pope gets hooked up with the 234 car, and all action Silver Stock Car Racing, particularly for the back market as they race on. The battle for the Star Grade is developing nicely. 221, Paul Warwick is putting the pressure on. He's already past speed. He's now going to dispose of 397 Paul Pearson. But it's the leading driver from the white grade 37 now missing out because he goes wide 65. Robin Moore from Wickham East, that's down on the eastern coast, 65 the leader. We glance around the circuit, it's Robin Moore 65, 37 second, 47 third. We're into lap number 14, almost half distance in the British Silver Stock Car Championship. And the Star Grading men really making their presence felt now. The leading driver is from the blue, P65, second 37, third 47, Paul Warwick, 221, currently fourth, and looking for third. Warwick takes it, and 221 has young blood flowing, the adrenaline flows as well, and 221 moves up into third place. Well, there we are then. He's angry, and he's the national champion as well, and 221 could well be on his way to a British Championship win if he keeps up this sort of progress. 221, the man we're watching as we go just past halfway, Mr. Starter. 221, putting the pressure on 37, and Gerald Keynes has gone 37. Out he goes now. And 221 moves up into second position. 397 Paul Pearson putting on the pressure. So is 54, and they're all moving through nicely. But 221 has the leader within his sights now as we go into lap number 18. Robin Moore the leader, 65 into BRS turn on lap number 18, and it's 65 being rapidly reeled in as the laps are reeled off by 221 Paul Warwick. So the teenage superstar in 221. There he is on the far side, 3, possibly 4 cars length behind Robin Moore, and he is now visually closing the gap. And Paul Warwick could well contact the 65 as we go into turn lap number 20. 2/3 of the race done, and it's 221 putting the pressure on. Warwick racing down the far side. 65 then. Robin Moore, here he comes off the BRS bend once again. Lap number 21. 221 on the inside, Mr. Starter. 65 is wide. 482 Neil B comes back with a bang. And it's 221 Paul Warwick on the far side. We're in lap number 21 right now, and it's 221 Paul Warwick. 482 and 65. 54 Martin Brand, the defending champion, trying his utmost to come back and gain on the rest. But the 22 laps are now on. The final stage is almost with us, and it's Paul Warwick really showing us all the way round. 221. What a magnificent driver this young lad is. 221 Paul Warwick. 482, 65 under a lot of pressure now from Martin Brand, 54. So as we go through the 47 cars, 1, 2, 3, how they're coming together down here, that should be no great problem at all as the green flags are shown. Warwick goes on, and he's on lap number 24, Ray, this time through. Lap 24 it is for Paul Warwick. We have 3 stranded cars on the raceway at the turnstile end, but certainly no great problem whatsoever. 24 laps to go. There are 5 British Championship laps left to do next time round. And the race is nowhere near finished yet. Martin Brand is always a great fighter and can come from nowhere. Let's wait and see that as we prepare with 5 laps to run. 221, 482, then a slight gap for 54 now taking third. 65 is fourth. Behind them we see 31 Ian Campbell and car number 81 Phil Fuller with a Scottish flavour. So there we see then, 54 is now closing the gap and could well come from the back. And it's 221 with 4 to do. 482 Neil B. If Warwick gives an inch, Neil B will be past him and taking the flag in the British Championship route. So let's wait and see. 221 comes round, the 3 lap board is prepared, and it's Warwick versus B. These two on their own. Third man is 54, and Paul Warwick, a young man that can keep a very cool head, cool, calm and collected in bits as he is, an immaculate drive round the turn he comes. 221 goes into his penultimate lap here at the Wisbech Sports Stadium. 221 Paul Warwick, 482. 54 Martin Brand, sitting back in third place and no doubt quite happy with that one, but it is indeed. As we come through for the final lap, we keep our eyes on Warwick. There is 221 in the heat of the moment. 221 is the tight line. He knows he's got to hold Neil B back behind him if he can. And Neil B, as sure as I am for them to go into the turn, but there's certainly no doubt about it whatsoever. The 1985 British champion Cup that's Paul Warwick, and 221 taking the flag. 482 Neil B, 62 and third about 5 car lengths behind them, 54 Martin Brand. Well, we must just ask you, Mr. Starter, to keep the cars coming through to complete all the final places, and indeed as they're in now, it's 2-2-1 declares the winner, and the red flags may be shown to end the Superstock British Championship.
And our thanks to our commentator there, Alan Cullen. And we'll be hoping to talk to Paul Warwick, who probably is heartily sick of being introduced as the younger brother of Grand Prix driver Derek Warwick. So hope to have a chat to Paul Warwick, Neil B and Martin Brand fairly shortly. The time is 3 minutes to 4 o'clock, and for those of you who like the Hiawatha rag and felt I shortchanged you, here's the rest of it. The 1985 Superstocks British Championship. First, Paul Warwick, second, Neil B, and third, Martin Brand, on their lap of honour now. Safely negotiated their lap of honour. No doubt they'll pause for a TV interview, have their photographs taken, and then hopefully we'll see all three of them here in the Radio Cambridgeshire Caravan. The time off by the clock on the caravan wall, and I haven't been told it's inaccurate, is 3 minutes past 4, so 57 minutes left of happening here live from the European Championship meeting at Wisbech. Still to come, the Sonny Howard Challenge Cup final for Hot Rods, which is also round 3 in the BP series. And we have heard that there's going to be a revenge saloon stock car race for all the drivers that want to take part. That could be quite fun. That might well end up more like a demolition derby. I have my thoughts. 5 Superstocks British Championship. In third place, Martin Brand. Second place, Neil B. First place, Paul Warwick. They're all three in the caravan now. It is getting crowded in here. And also, mainly because Steve Summers is in with them.
Thank you very much, Julian. Yeah, that's very nice, yeah.
Paul Warwick, well done.
Thank you.
Good race.
Yeah, it was a very good race, yeah.
Bit of a driver's race, I've got it that way.
Yeah,
well, not that the others aren't, but
it was a hard race, yeah.
A lot of good men.
You don't get fed up with your brother coming into all this?
No, not really, no. He's a help, really, yeah.
How's it going for you this season?
It's going fairly well, yeah. I've won 2 championships this year, so it's going good.
Good boy. Where to from here?
Whatever the next championship is. That's what I want.
That's the one he's after. Right, Neil B. Well done to you.
Thank you very much.
Good day for racing?
Yeah, not bad.
Good
day's racing, yeah.
Good crowd?
Yeah, very good, yeah. Yeah, perfect.
Lovely. Where's things for you from here?
No, it's the next thing I aim for is the World Championship again in Cavan Beach in August.
Good.
So I hope things are alright for that.
The car was good for you today?
Yeah, apart from that was a bit greasy, but that's what we couldn't have.
Good.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done. And Martin Brand?
By no means least, shall we say?
Well, you might not say that.
You were still on 3-4 wheels. 3 wheels?
Yeah, still on 4 wheels at the end. Struggling a bit, but...
Good race for you?
Yeah, it was a reasonably good race, yeah. It's a long way from the back.
Yeah.
Now, gentlemen, some of the drivers in the other form have said that there's never any aggravation, but we spotted at the end of the race a couple of the drivers just about to square up to each other. Did you know what that was about?
Oh, no idea, no. It's not very common. We usually keep that aspect of it out of the sport if we can.
Yeah. Well, we're surprised, Steve.
Yeah.
Paul, did you get a sight of that? Do you know what that was about?
No, I didn't see it at all, no.
Does it happen?
Not very often, no. Not very often.
Now, one thing, Paul, you're considerably younger than the people you'd be. In fact, how old are you now?
I'm only 16.
You're 16. You've just moved out of mini stocks at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Do you find that some of the older lads, you've got to be careful what you say here, resent a young whippersnapper coming up and taking the pot?
I don't really know, I don't think so.
Let's ask him.
Me? No, I don't mind, I'm too old for it. Couldn't look at the fella.
How about Neil? How do you feel about that? Young
Well, no, I think that's good because I was in the same position when I first started. I was only 19 when I won the World Championship for the first time, so hopefully he can try and catch me.
Do you think he could win the World Championship?
Quite possible, yeah. He's driving very well, yeah.
Right. Well, thanks very much indeed. And thanks to Steve for holding the microphone. He looked as very
You're welcome, yes.
Because we've got a microphone on a very short lead and three gentlemen spread out in the caravan.
Story of my life, sir.
Waving it about. Excellent. Thanks very much indeed. Let's hope we do a lot more of you all in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot indeed. Lovely. So we got the third place man there, Martin Brown. Second place, Neil B. And the 1985 Superstocks British champion is young Paul Warwick. Cool, at 16 I'd have loved to have had a go, but I don't think I'd have been anywhere near as good as he is. Got a lot of noisy action here at Wisbech in the European Championship meeting for Saloon stock cars. One, of course, by Andy Gardner of Ipswich. But there's also the milk race. Milk racers have been racing today. The latest news on that from my colleague David Jones.
Well, welcome to Kingston upon Hull, the end of stage 7 of the 1985 milk race that brought the riders a comparatively short 46-mile stage from Lincoln this morning. The final 300 yards proved to be decisive for Russia's Tumas Kursipiu as he sprinted past his rivals to take his second stage in successive days. Roy Nickman was again unlucky, the USA rider, as he conceded to the stronger Soviet rider to come home second for the fourth time in the first week of the race. But with Russia again claiming third and fourth spots, the team prize looks safe unless someone can do something quickly to change the situation. Malcolm Elliott of Sheffield was ninth as the highest placed British rider, but can make little impression on the leaders. Paul Curran, he was ninth overall, Pete Sanders 14th, and Elliott back in 15th place overall. The second stage of the women's egg race was won by Vicky Thomas of Merseyside, with Manchester's Louise Jones second, and the winner of stage 1, Cathy Swinnerton of Stoke third. At the moment, the men are on their second stage of the day. That's a 44-lap criterium around the city centre. But it looks like it's going to be Russia Julian who are going to take that coveted prize at the end of next week in Britain.